Hey guys, Harv here and welcome to StarMade. In this video we're going to be building a bit of an advanced craft, quite a step up from the first beginner's tutorial, what is StarMade video I posted on this channel. Now that video basically went through how StarMade works, as in power modules. It had a brief bit on power modules. It went through power modules, it went through cannons, weapons, thrusters and all that nonsense. And but the craft we built was basically just a beginner resources stage. Now you may be wondering, how big can these ships get? Well, this isn't the limit. What we're looking at right now is the I made this on a live stream. This is actually the first time I introduced the concept of StarMade to YouTube. So there was one live stream and then I went ahead and made the introducing StarMade video. But yeah, I made that in it and I thought that looked pretty cool. Problem is, for me, it's not big enough. So today I'm going to be building something a lot bigger, something battle-worthy. How about a Battlestar? And we're going to call it Achilles because, you know, Greek names are awesome for naming spaceships. Battlestar Achilles. And the Achilles heel is probably going to be the main feature of it, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So, up to 4 times speed, Scotty, and we'll get right on the way with building. For those of you who don't know, this is a Minecraft-inspired sandbox space shooter in which you build your own ships in exactly the same way as Minecraft, except for one key difference, or quite a few key differences, but one main key difference, is Symmetry Mode. Now this basically allows us to do a quarter of the job and have the entire thing completed, because what I'm making in the style of the ship next to us is quite symmetrical. And the first thing we want to do is make the main body. This is going to take a lot of circle building, and as the people on the live stream saw, I'm not particularly good at making circles. I have improved, I have definitely improved now, so this should turn out okay. This is the main inside body, and I've had a few ideas on what the actual ring is supposed to be. Now, I started off saying, yeah, artificial gravity space station, because from Battlestar Galactica, which is an amazing series you should all watch, one of the civilian fleets had an artificial gravity thing, so it kind of was intended to resemble that. But instead, for this, because this ship will need so much power, and the cannons we have on it are primarily antimatter cannons, I thought a massive ring could, well, be maybe a small particle accelerator. It's quite a cool idea, isn't it? I like it. Hey, do this. But yes, so we've described one inner ring and now we're building the outer ring. This video was 4 hours worth of footage, this building, this construction video recording. And yeah, 4 hours done in 33 minutes or so. Quite compressed. Unfortunately, symmetry, as you can now see, doesn't always work correctly, and I have to actually go ahead and manually fill in the rest of this ring, which is quite a pain, so I won't show it in this footage. It's a lot of stuff like that, a lot of problems with the symmetry, a few bugs that I end up cutting out, but once I have filled in the ring, I can go ahead and make it a bit thicker. Just going to stretch it along the Z-axis a little. That you learn all your axes. You learn to get used to all your axes when you're playing this game, because having your planes of symmetry on when you don't mean to have them on, or not having them on when you thought you had them on, is quite punishing. Building a quarter of a ship and then looking up and seeing that, oh, the other 3/4 haven't been automatically filled in, is quite annoying, and you can't just copy and paste. You can't just select an area and then say, okay, and paste and rotate. Nope, this isn't Minecraft the World Edit, this is actual vanilla in-game building. And there we go, spokes of the ring. So we've got an inner ring, we've got an outer ring, and they're both connected now. So I guess the next stage is to bring the inner ring out, seeing as this is the main body. Now the idea is to have kind of concentric circles going in and getting thinner and shorter, kind of like we have over on the space station ship thing over there. So filling everything in, trying to make it a bit wider. Currently got all 3 planes of symmetry working, which means that not only are we only doing a quarter, but we're also kind of doing an 1/8, seeing as the XY plane is mirroring everything on the other side of this ring. So yeah, we're currently building an 1/8. I guess in this video I probably end up building about, I don't know, a lot of stuff has to be done by hand, especially inside, but I probably end up doing something in the region of a 1/6. You know, in between a quarter and an 1/8 of the entire building process. because that's how much symmetry really does help in StarMade, and I don't think it's a cheat. It doesn't feel, you know how some mods in KSP, they kind of do things for you and make things easier. You could say that this symmetry is making things a hell of a lot easier. You have to put in less effort. Now I'd kind of condemn that in KSP because, oh, you know, you're supposed to work hard for everything, it would be too easy otherwise. But in this, I think it's really well suited, because it still took me 4 hours to make this ship, and you still have the customizability, you know, the customization over everything. And yeah, so it doesn't feel like symmetry is actually a cheat, is my point. But it's quite interesting anyway, and it really is damn helpful. If this took 4 hours to do, it actually would have taken less, but I'll talk about that in a second. If this took me 4 hours to do, and I'm only making a sixth of it by hand, think how long it would have taken if I hadn't used any symmetry whatsoever. I probably wouldn't have had the motivation to finish the thing. Especially seeing as that the next video I'll be posting after the building of this is the use of this. So 4 hours of building, and we'll see how long it lasts in use. But there we go. So an inner section done. Now I think I said just then I was going to talk about something else, but I can't remember exactly what that was. This is why I should never really leave things to talk about later. But anyway, we extend the ring out forwards, now turning off that XY plane, so we're no longer building backwards. The ring itself, the outer ring, the particle accelerator, is going to be right at the end. So, you know, we don't have to mirror it anymore. Now filling it in with blue and white. Quite interesting to build with, especially when you've got that goddamn sun. You'll keep on seeing it every so often. It's like a blinding lens flare that because it moves in the sky, I guess we're orbiting or something. I mean, we're not actually orbiting, so it is actually moving, but the sun every so often just pops its head through the ring or through a gap when in the building, and it illuminates all the white hull, and it's blinding. Really, it's like, I can't see anything, I can't build. So at this 4 times acceleration, you'll probably end up with a few flashes of bright white light. Yeah, you know what that is now. So we've built the thing forwards a bit more. Now we're building on the back, making another concentric ring inside it. I say another, this is actually the first, and now we're doing it at the front as well. So once we've got that done, we can extend that outwards, which is quite nice. So yeah, the blue and white, the white gets illuminated and is blinding, and the blue is quite nice. I mean, at the start, and you can see from the other ship, the blue is just a bit of a tinge, but then I end up making a lot of the stuff in blue, so it really is very blue and white. It's different to how I usually build ships, I don't know. It seems to go against my nature. I think it's probably all the KSP, and there's the lens flare, man. Just, I can't see anything. Yeah, KSP is like, we're so used to not using very vivid colours, everything's kind of grey and a bit of yellow here and there. It's quite nice to express myself in the different colour schemes that the palette of yellow and red and grey and blue and lighter blue blocks have to offer. I'm talking about colours and expressing myself. This is a game about space stations and space battles. What? Gah. Right. Inside. Okay, so we've done, what, 2 concentric rings now, we need to extend them out, and now we'll make another inside ring. And I'm thinking, I've got a few ideas at the back. My original idea was to have the engines at the back, so I'm going to make this thing and separate it into 4, and that will be circular. Wait, hang on, shouldn't that be a square in the middle? That's not a circle. See, this happens quite a bit. I end up making ovals accidentally. Just like, you can miss one block out when you're making a diameter, or, you know, going through a circumference, and you'll end up making an oval and you have to make it all over again. Doesn't take too long, but it's quite funny. It's just like, hang on, that's not a circle, what am I doing? So yeah, now circlified and squarified in the middle, I've actually decided that I don't really want this anymore, so I'll be getting rid of it later. But yeah, the idea was to put engines at the back, and now I've got the separating in the front. Just bring that in, I suppose. And so the front will be cannons, the space here is going to be cannons, and at the back we're going to have engines. But I'm going to change it up a little, because we've got concentric rings, which means the diameter gets smaller, and this allows, there's some overlap. You can see there's, you know, the gap where we could get in via the back if we wanted to. And again, to match the size and proportion, we're going to extend that out a little bit more, the ring. But yeah, so I would have put engines at the back. You'll see what we're going to do instead. Bring out the ring. That's a bit better dimension, the proportion. I quite like that now. So what am I doing? What is Harvey, past Harvey, doing now? We'll go to the back and we'll just kind of move around a little, save it. Oh yeah, and that is the outside of the hull completely done. Now we're onto the utilities, which is the cannons and the hypercore thrusters and whatnot. So we'll get in the ship, go over... Isn't it great when you completely forget what the video is trying to do? Where are we going? Oh, we're making this now! Oh, okay, I thought we were doing the thrusters next, past Harvey. Well, no, pleasant Harvey, that's not what we're doing. We're doing the power now. Okay, power generation. So, we said in the building video that it's, what is it? You're describing a volume, and having this massive ring, that's kind of a good opportunity to describe a volume, don't you think? So I do this, and then I decide, okay, to describe the largest volume possible, what we want to do is make this one ring and then give spokes out. So, you know, it kind of extends it and gives a lot of power that the entire volume would give, but that doesn't work. See, I don't understand exactly how the system works, and it's not quite as simple as the volume it encompasses. So we'll try singular rings by themselves, which you'd imagine would be a lot less, but actually it gives a lot more power. And it gives a total of 600,000 power, if I remember correctly, because my preview window's too low resolution for me to actually read that number there. Should be around 600,000. And now it's time for shields. So we fill in the entirety of the ring with shields. Just one layer thick, but that's plenty. That gives us something like 300,000 shields. What was it? The craft I built in the What is StarMade video probably had something like 2,000, if that, you know. So this is a big ship, but it's not quite big enough, as we'll see in the next video. So, more shields. And we'll just place these all the way across. See, this is the particle accelerator with its protection right there. And of course there's gaps in the middle, which we also need to do, but we don't particularly need to watch that, so I'll skip that out. Oh no, there's the spokes. We'll do this. So yeah, filling in the spokes. Hey, it's more volume, we might as well use it. And then filling in the ring, and there we go. Everything completely filled in with shield generators. That, at its time, what's the phrase? For its time, this was like it was a very powerful ship in its day. No one else on the server, and this is a server, by the way, that I play with Enter Elysium, as you probably caught on by now, and also Insane Acorn, youtube.com/Insane Acorn, and also one other guy who is just started the YouTube channel, actually, going to be doing mainly Minecraft, but he's got a video, which I'm in, on Opcraft, which is youtube.com/Opcraft, I believe. Unless I've got that wrong, in which case I probably won't be bothered to go back and fix it in annotations or anything, so you have to do some searching if you're really that interested. But yeah, when I built this, when I finished building it more accurately, this was the most powerful ship on the server, and then it got hopelessly outclassed by Enter Elysium's ship. So all in the next video. Big battle in the next video, which is going to be fun. But there we go. So I've done the outside of the ring, I filled it with shield generators, now I'm filling in the inside of the ring with hull. And that is basically power generation and shields done, pretty much. We'll add some more shields in later. I don't think that's quite 300,000 yet, but yeah, we definitely will be adding more onto that. So, is it now time to do hypercore thrusters? Yes. We go over to the other ship, we go inside, get a brief flurry of 4 times sped up things, get a cockpit, and we get a load of thrusters, there they are. And we also get some other random crap that we're going to need later, like salvage cannons and salvage computers, docking modules, and all that nonsense. So yeah. So you see the interior of that ship. That's fairly big, isn't it? No, it's not. Not compared to what we're going to be building today. We're only, what, 14 minutes into the video? 14 minutes into the video, we've just done the outside of the craft. Now we've got the entirety of the inside to do. And it's still going to be a lot of space, even when that's finished. Because there's no real point to make living quarters or whatever when you could just fill it with shield generators instead. That's the thing, I will be upgrading Achilles. Just because it's now hopelessly outclassed in the present day, post-commentary Harvey, present day, doesn't mean it still can't be upgraded. And so, Instead of filling in the back with these hypercore thrusters, I'm filling in the concentric ring overlay. And I'll also be doing that with cannons at the front, and it's quite a good way of doing things because it does provide a lot of space inside. And now that we've got all that space that I did reserve for cannons inside free, we can maybe do something else with it. Now, I said earlier that we'd go over to the station and we'd get a load of random stuff like, well, I didn't say doors, but okay, like Plexi Door. So making a massive door at the back, and like docking modules. So the plan now is that this entire area, this volume we have at the back, we'll use as one massive docking bay. Docking bay, that's the word, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, make a big thing, and that's step 1. Step 2 is to make a wall at the other end, I'm guessing. We'll just put in some little bits of white in, because, you know, like artisticness, and then fill in, not quite fill it in, but okay, fill it in. I recorded this video so long ago. Must have been over a week and a half. Must have been almost 2 weeks ago. Forgive me for not remembering exactly what order I did everything in. But there we go. So we've got this internal bay now. And we've got a big door at the back, and going into the main ship we've got a very small door. And just to make it look a bit more symmetrical, I suppose, we're going to use some hardened grey hull. It looks remarkably like Plexi Door, which is interesting. For those of you who don't know what Plexi Door is, I don't think I actually went over it in the previous video. Plexi Door is basically a block you can place, and then when you're outside of a ship, or alternatively there's a different method, but when you're outside of a ship you can press R to open it and close it. By open and close, it really just disappears. I'd like there to be some sort of telescopic motion, you know, so it slides in on itself and vanishes into nothing, rather than just boop, gone. But there we go. So internal bay, and when you're in a ship, you can use the docking beam, which you also target at docking ports, but you can use that to open the door. So this big door at the back, I can come around it with a little craft. I can click on it to open it, go inside, turn around, close it, and then dock. And that's really quite cool. So there we go, made this panel inside the bay. Now we've got the docking, and you can see this big green texture thing, this wireframe, describes the volume that you can have a ship, so how big the ship can be to dock in this bit. And what I'm currently placing now, and it's occasionally going red because I'm making it too big and it's hidden the sides of the walls, what I'm placing now are docking enhancers to make the volume bigger to allow bigger ships to dock. It's quite a cool way of doing it, because it means you can't just dock any big ship to any other big ship. You have to actually have... No, you can't have a big ship docking onto a small ship, because there's physically no room for the docking enhancers. Small ships into big ships is the best way of doing things. So yeah, and it goes red because you have to have the internal of this green wireframe. The inside of it has to be completely free, no blocks in the way. Otherwise, you know, you could end up docking things inside of each other, which has bad connotations. So we've got these docking enhancers. We're going to get rid of the dull grey because we have already had enough of that with the Plexi Door and whatnot, and we're going to make it a nice white surface. So yeah, docking bay 1 and the only docking bay, so docking bay X, it might as well be, is finished pretty much. So what do we want to work on now? Well, we'll save the craft, which we have to do every so often. For those of you who don't know, you can save your craft so that you can buy it back again if it gets destroyed, or if you lose it, which it actually happens a lot more than you'd expect. To do that, go into chat by pressing enter, and then /save space whatever name you want your ship to be. Remember, you can't use spaces in your name, just as a little tip. So, how are we going to get into the ship? That is the next thing to work on. Well, we're going to make some airlocks, obviously. You don't actually need airlocks, seeing as there is no air, you're in the spacesuit permanently, but I would like there to actually be air in the future. I think if I'm going to have any input, like with KSP, I'm on the KSP media group, which means I can talk to the devs and, you know, talk about, and I can find out about what they're planning for new releases. If I can get in contact with the StarMade devs, I'd love to. I know one of them's already seen my introducing StarMade video, which is pretty cool. He saw it on Twitter, which I'll come to in a second. God, so many things to talk about. But yeah, I would like to get in contact with the StarMade devs and see what they're planning to add in the future, because I would really like to have, you know, being inside your ship without a spacesuit on confirmed, so that if you actually do take damage and your hull gets opened and exposed to the vacuum of space, you say your life starts draining or things get blown about and you get hauled out of the airlock, and cool internal damage, because this game's got so much potential. Just like Minecraft, imagine all the Minecraft custom maps and all the Minecraft plugins and mods. This is basically exactly that, except it's more unlimited because it's space. You could do so many cool things. Having crew, you could have crew space stations. God, I need to play more of this game. We're on this channel, and there is plenty to come. Hopefully you are all enjoying this, because it's pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. So, trying to place a block. There we go. That's the internal core, which we're trying to protect now with a bit of a walkway and doing the internals and whatnot. Twitter. I have got Twitter. Yes, HOCgaming is actually available on social networks now. It's a new innovation that I've never really cared about in the past. But I still really don't care about social networks. I prefer, to use Skype and Steam and talk to my friends on that. But it's good for announcing things, which is why I've got it. And no, Harvey, this airlock is too far forwards. You should delete this, because you're going to be using cannons there in a second. There you go. So yes, Twitter, at HOCgamer currently, because if you go to HOCgaming.com, which some of you may have done if you presume I had a website, you'll find the Harbingers of Chaos. Now, they existed long before I did, or no, because they haven't really existed for 15 years, which is how long I have. Harbingers of Chaos website existed before the HOCgaming YouTube channel did. That's what I'm trying to say. So they also have a Twitter feed. Now, they've been inactive for about 2 years at the last guess, something like that. And I would really like to have, not necessarily HOCgaming.com, I've got HOCgaming.co.uk, but I would like at HOCgaming, because people just assume that it's me, and so they start messaging and doing at to it. Tweeting it. Is that the word? Tweeting it? Yeah, tweeting it. So yeah, I haven't got HOCgaming, so don't go tweeting to HOCgaming. It's HOCgamer currently, which is kind of a poor substitute. I'd prefer to have something else. I was thinking HOCgaming OG. Yeah, it's got quite a nice ring to it. Anyway, that's enough of that social networks nonsense. We're doing the inside. This is the corridors and the actual thing of this wonderful Battlestar we're building. And it's going to be pretty damn cool. So, we've got our main core at the centre, we've got corridors allowing access from the outside, although the majority of access should be just straight from this docking bay, seeing as you're not really going to be moving around much in your spacesuit. It's mainly going to be shuttle hopping across to each one. Ideally, at least. In reality, you actually do end up moving quite a lot around in your spaceship. In your spacesuit, which is a bit disappointing, but it's necessary. So, yes, main core quite well protected with lots of hardened hull and lots of doors and everything, and corridors leading towards it. Now we need to build the command center. Excuse me. Are we building that now, or are we building stairs first? It's either stairs or command center. I think it's stairs. Yes, it's stairs. Okay. So this particular bit, this building a stairwell, because I've got... Now, you may think, stairs in space? What's the point? But you can get gravity on your ship, so it actually does make sense to have, stairs or elevators. And since we can't have elevators on ships, but we can have them on space stations, which will come later. I haven't actually used that yet. I haven't built my own space station yet, but I want to. I want to do it so much, but I want to do it, on the YouTube channel, so we've got to wait for a little bit. But, yeah, so... It may not make sense, but we have to have stairs because stairs are awesome, is essentially the gist of what I'm trying to say. Now, when I was building this, it took me 4 hours to make the entire thing. These stairs probably took, I don't know, it felt like an hour. It probably wasn't that long, but it did feel like an hour. Making stairs was... I actually started feeling physically sick. I don't know why as well. It's like I'm trying to work to make things as easy as possible, but mirroring it in 4 different planes, and then just for ease, so you don't have to place every single block by yourself, and also making it actually work for some reason after already doing StarMade for, let's work it out, this video's been going for 20 minutes, that's about 40 minutes, which is about 160 minutes, so about 3 hours after already doing this for 3 hours. Wow, that doesn't really add up, does it? So about 2 hours and a half, something like that. After 2 hours and a half of solid building, so I didn't take any breaks. This is all in one sitting, pretty much. I mean, I probably went to the toilet and got a drink at some point. But yeah, it got to this point when I do about 10 minutes of building, and then I have to close my eyes. And then another 10 minutes of building, and then close my eyes. Bearing in mind, you may think, bah, what a, pussy and whatnot, that he can't do games for 4 hours straight. This was at 5 o'clock in the morning, after having about 3 hours sleep. So, yeah, YouTube dedication. Not that I was specifically, well, I was recording, so I guess I was doing it for YouTube, but I was just making this shit because I wanted to make this shit, man. It was worth it, put it that way. So, stairwell done. Didn't want to particularly put that much footage of it on this video, but the next thing to build is the command center. And by this point I stopped feeling sick, because I think I probably did take a break. It was just like, oh, I want to stop looking at the screen. Oh, I want to finish the build. Oh, I've got to stop looking at the screen. Internal debate. But there we go. So, I've laid out the plan. Now, for those of you who don't watch Battlestar Galactica, you'll probably get tired of me making references to it, because I'm watching it at the moment. I'm on the final series. I've nearly finished it at the time of speaking. I'm on episode 5? No, going into episode 6 next. So we're getting very close to finishing Battlestar Galactica, which, if you don't know what it is, you really won't know what I'm going to carry on talking about a lot in these StarMade videos, but I recommend you go watch. It's a run from the invading aliens kind of spaceship thing, but it's really, really cool, and they have to protect the civilian fleets, and yeah. So I'm talking about that for some reason, and I should really be talking about what I'm building, but the reason I brought that up right now is because I was intending to build the CIC. I don't know what the I stands for. I presume it's Command Center. Command-ing Center? Command-in Center? I don't know. But yeah, I was going to recreate the CIC. But then I thought, this isn't the Battlestar Galactica, so it doesn't make sense to have the Battlestar Galactica Command Center in here. How about I build the Battlestar Galactica and actually put the CIC in there? So that's something I'm going to do. Unfortunately, I've already built the Galactica and I haven't recorded it. But I may record the building of the CIC or something. It depends. Galactica is going to be a lot bigger and a lot more powerful than this. I say going to be. The thing is, I'm talking now. This is the first time you've seen the building of this ship. So for you, this is the present, and in the future, I will be building Galactica. For me, this is in the long past, and I've already built Galactica. So I don't really know which tense to go for here. But I should probably just go for the present tense. Or past tense. I've just built some cannons. And now I'm going to build even more cannons. Now, I said right at the start of this video, there's a way I can make this entire thing even quicker than 4 hours. And that's by using advanced build mode, which is allowing you to place many volumes at one time. Many blocks at one time in one click. If I'd known that before discovering it halfway through this build, this would have been over in probably 2.5 hours. Maybe 3 hours, not 4. But yeah, so you can place large amounts of blocks at one time by holding Control to open up the advanced build menu, and we're going to go test out the weapons, apparently. Are we going to test out the weapons? Oh, we haven't got enough thrusters. Okay, more thrusters first. But yeah, hold Control and then you can select the volume that you're affecting. And it allowed me to build Galactica a lot quicker than I would have thought otherwise. This took 4 hours, Galactica's maybe twice as big, and it only took about 6 hours. Although Galactica didn't have those damn stairwells, so that helps. I wasn't about to make them again. They really annoyed me. They're good. I quite like using them because it's like, yeah, I put so much effort into these, but I didn't enjoy making them, which I've gone on about quite enough. So yeah, more thrusters because big ships require a lot of thrust to get them moving with any decent acceleration. More cannons because big ships fight big enemies, so you need powerful cannons to kill them first before they kill you. And well, that's pretty much it. I think we're getting very close to the end of the video. We've got airlocks, we've got corridors, we've got a big particle accelerator ring. Now we're adding in gravity, which I was talking about briefly. We've got weapons, and we've got thrusters. That, ladies and gentlemen, is essentially the Battlestar Achilles finished. Now, if you like, I'll do a walk around at the end of this video and briefly show you what you may not have really seen with all the 4 times acceleration. But yeah, that is essentially it finished. So, just going to fill in the damn stairs, which I forgot to do. I'm making it out to be like my worst enemy. Stairs. Ugh, God, I hate those stairs. Really, don't you just hate stairs? But yeah, I'm making it out to be that. It really wasn't that bad. You know, I'm kind of exaggerating for entertainment. But oh, stairs, man. The stairs. Not even stairs, the slopes, which makes it even worse. But there we go. So gravity has been restored, or achieved, I suppose. We've got corridors, and that is pretty much it, I think. I mean, we can go test it out, I suppose, but other than that, we've got a command center, we've got everything else, we've got a main core protected, save the ship, and I suppose that is it. Quite nice to compare it to the other space station which we had right at the start. There's a lot of damage as well, as you can see from that. So yeah, that is the Battlestar Achilles. I hope you enjoyed watching this. This is you know, the start of things to come. I thought this format would work. Oh, look at all that damage. Not that you can really see the damage at the moment, but I thought it'd be a nice way to start, seeing as KSB, I've done a lot of speed buildings and post-commentary in the That's on the Moon base series and other series, and I thought it could be applied quite well to StarMade. It's quite a similar feel. There's one last thing to do, however, before I sign off and go on a bit of a quick tour, I suppose. Actually, I don't know. Should I? Yeah, okay, I'll do the tour. Okay, I'll do the tour. Oh yes, we need to engrave the name onto the side of the ship. But yeah, I hope this worked well. I hope you enjoyed this format. If there's other formats you want me to do, if you want more live commentary videos, which are coming, the next video will be live commentary, essentially live commentary. Yeah, it is live commentary. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, live commentary, post commentary. I personally think post commentary is more suited because things take a lot of time otherwise, and a lot of that time is really not an awful lot. But yeah, let me know, and especially if you liked the video, please do like the video. Thank you very much for watching this quick build section. I'll be right back in a moment with a live commentary quick walk around of the Battlestar Achilles. So, a quick walk around of the Battlestar Achilles, which is currently parked next to a lot of other Battlestars, such as Zeus and Galactica over there, which I've been talking about a lot. But we're not really interested in them. I'm currently in a shuttle, which I shall show you very briefly. There we go. Kind of a rubber shuttle. I think it's the same one that you saw in the other video, actually. But not that that really matters. We'll zoom back in, and we're going to go in the dock, and then we're going to briefly walk around. So, let's go in. I can click the docking core on there once, and it'll open this up. Take it slow, nice and slowly, and then slow down, turn around, close that, and we'll dock down here. Kind of like that. Now what we can do is get out. There we go. And let's go through the airlock. Imagine the pressure. There we go. Alright, and gravity. So, first thing we'll do, I suppose, is go up these goddamn staircases. And the way I built this, because I built it mirrored, right? I built it mirrored so that we can have it same top and bottom, be really easy to do. But you got to kind of jump to go up. There we go. So, we've got airlocks up here, and if we were to go through here, and here, oh look, we're on top of the ship. Which is quite cool as well, you can actually be in gravity outside of the ship. Which makes you might ask the question, oh, then can you actually have artificial gravity rings? And it's like, no, because there's only one universal down, so you can't actually have it. It's not like it's parallel to a surface, or perpendicular to a surface even. Anyway, that's the staircase up here, and it's exactly the same down there, so there's no real point showing the bottom of the stairs. But if we were to go, say, along this way, through this wonderful corridor, in fact we can turn this off, a bit more of a cinematic view, 1080p StarMade, guys, isn't it beautiful? This is one of our entrances. There. Oh, could easily fall down on there. Ah, exactly like that. Oops. Now the problem is, the gravity field you can't exit unless you actually have a gravity module. And the other way to get out of a thing unless without a gravity module is to jump off the edge. Bye! And there we go. Right, so that's the inside of the ring. Good thing you've seen that now, right? And for some reason there's 4 blocks there, which is really bugging me, but I guess it's symmetrical, so I'll only have to do them one at a time. But yeah, we'll go in through this airlock now. There it is, the wonderful name, the Battlestar Achilles. And let's go in through here. Close these doors. Shh. Open that. As the oxygen floods in. Go on. Gravity me. Why isn't it gravitating me? Gravity. Huh. Gravity. Well, I guess we're proceeding without gravity. Gravity module broken for some reason. We'll go towards the ship core, which is right through here. There we go. You can hear the nice hum of the engine there. And this is the main thing. No salvage weapons, no salvage cannons, so it's only a weapons computer, which for some reason points the wrong way. In order to actually fire the weapons, we have to actually go into the ship core. And unfortunately, when you get in and get out of the weapons computer, you get put on the inside of the ship. So we can have a quick look around here. This is all the cannons. Turns out it would have made more sense to actually have them in separate relays rather than, you know, some 4 and 8, including this 4. Should have split them up more, would have done more damage over time. But never mind. So we've got all this space. You know I was talking about upgrading the Achilles? Well, look at all this space. There's so much room to do it. We could just put shields and or more cannons in. You know, a lot of stuff. And there is the staircase. And that is pretty much it. Got all the hypercore thrusters at the back. That's all there really is to the Achilles. I may do a walk around of Battlestar Galactica, seeing as that's a bit more in depth, I suppose. But I shall go up here. I shall make a new way. Shh, don't tell anyone. And close it up behind me. In fact, that can be a service door. There we go. And yeah, this is Docking Bay 1. There we go. That is the Battlestar Achilles, ladies and gentlemen. That's essentially all there is to it. It's just a ship, like any other. But it's my ship, so I quite like it. And I will be doing some upgrading at some point. There we go. If you want to download, if you want to use this ship for yourself instead of making one yourself, you lazy person, you can do so by following a link that's in the description. It's a blueprint system. You'll have to move the... I don't entirely know actually, so you might have to Google it, but you have to move that file into a certain place in your StarMade folder. And that is all there is to the Battlestar Achilles. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you all next time.